Hi, welcome to Midwest Outdoors. I'm Dana Pitt with the Leech Lake Tourism Bureau here at the 10th Annual Leech Lake Walleye Tournament in Walker, Minnesota. Just a few hours ago, 155 teams blasted off from the city park in Walker, and they're all vying for over $40,000 in cash and prizes. In spite of the weather today, we're going to run out in the lake for a while and see what we can find and see how they're doing. Leech Lake has a protected slot limit of 20 to 26 inches, so anything in that range has to go back. I just saw a boat behind me that caught a real nice fish, but it must have been in that slot because they had to throw it back. Great fish to catch, but unfortunately it doesn't do them any good in the tournament. Tournament rules say each team can weigh 5 fish per day with 1 fish per team over 26 inches. So the key to getting up high in the standings is to get that 1 fish over 26 each day. It's been a crazy spring here in the Northland. Just a little over 3 weeks ago there was still ice on this lake. Today we've got water temperatures that are pushing 70 degrees. We had a real hot spell about a week or so ago, pushing record temps up in upper 80s and 90s. Really warmed things up quick. The water's warm, but the weeds are not coming up, as much as normal right now yet. Today, obviously, we've got another cold front setting in, so it's going to make things really interesting at weigh-in, see who can put things together. Pre-fishing went pretty well for most teams in this past week, but with these changing conditions, every day is a new game. In spite of these changing conditions, it looks like the bite has remained shallow, 10 feet or less. Most people are doing the classic jig and minnow thing yet, although there's a lot of people also lindy rigging with leeches, a few crawlers, and rigging with minnows also. But behind me is somebody that's doing some deep water rigging with chubs looking for that big fish, and that's always an option here, especially on the west end of the lake. We've got some deep water down here, there's big fish down here, and there's always somebody down here swinging for the fences with them. It's almost weigh-in time now. Let's go and see who put together the big bag and see who's up near the top.
Yeah, we caught 4 of them over 26. Yeah, and that one was 26 and a half. Hopefully tomorrow, the wind needed the wind and the wind blew, so hopefully tomorrow too.
Actually pretty good. Just couldn't find our over. Got our unders, but just couldn't find that over.
The Leech Lake Tournament is a catch and release tournament, so the anglers do their best to take care of the fish while they're out on the water. We have a lot of volunteers here at the tournament that do their best to take care of these fish. They have tanks with ice in them and oxygenated. They try to do their best to keep these things alive. Typically this tournament releases about 95% of their fish, which means there's more fish in this lake for you to come up and try for.
1351, 1351. Ooh, 7.67.
Well, we caught him in the water. I'll tell you tomorrow.
Well, day one of the tournaments is in the books, and in spite of the nasty weather we had today, there's a lot of fish caught. We had a lot of limits brought in, a lot of big fish brought in. Over 17 pounds is leading the tournament, and the top 40 are all within 5 pounds of the leader, so one big fish could catapult them into the lead. Stay tuned for day 2 of the walleye tournament and see who brings in the $15,000 grand prize.